Hiya, so I'm going to do a small monoprint by painting directly onto the PETG surface that you have in your packs. I'm also going to use, I've got a small piece of paper because this is just an experimental piece. I've got a piece of mount board, which is just any piece of old cardboard will do really, just to give you an edge so you can ink up one side of it. Got my paintbrush and I've got my ink and my ink tray. So I'm going to start by putting a bit of ink in here, and then what I want to do is use the sketch that I did earlier in the garden, which is of a primrose. It's a very quick, easy sketch. It didn't take me very long to do, but it was just to get some lines down and to get a sense of shape. So it's not going to be a particularly detailed print as such. I'd quite like it to be, oops, got too much paint there. So I'm just going to focus on the middle bit. I want to just outline the shape of the flower. I want to leave the flower shape itself nice and clear. Because I want the petals to be that nice contrast where they're really very crisp. Okay, so we know that, well, I know my paper's not really big, so I don't want to go to the edges, otherwise I'll make a real mess. So let's see how we get on. So I'm going to do the little star shape in the middle. It's quite sticky. Okay. So what I might do is use the edge of the roller. I don't want ink all over it. I'm just going to use, just inked up a tiny bit of it here. And I'm going to just draw with the edge of the roller. Can you see how it's leaving lines? So I don't want too much ink on it, but I want the texture that it will leave. So let's see, so maybe if I can describe a few more leaves down here, within the very edge. Okay, so there's another leaf here. And I really need to continue to describe the rest of my flower, which I haven't done just yet. All right. So you can use the very tip of the roller to make these really lovely lines. And then flatter will give you that nice texture that we're used to seeing. And I'm going to use the end of my paintbrush rather than the bristles to just roll to draw the rest of my flower there. And I might use, I've got a bit of this mesh. This is from off of some fruit. So I'm just going to ink up one side of this and then press it onto the leaves here. Maybe a little bit more. Really, the idea is to just experiment and find ways of creating texture. See if we can transfer some of this onto my leaf shapes. and hopefully the paper will also pick it up. Let's see, shall we? Let's just see what happens. I'm going to use the back of my hand just to apply some pressure, and that should be enough to lift the ink. Look, so we have some texture there. So I think really I needed to use a bit more ink around this flower here. You've got the nice mesh, so it's left nice, there's some nice texture, and I can work into that again.